here for a more extensive conversation as we carry on here on The Explainer tonight. In the meantime, let's focus on the state of education. At least 20 non-existent schools have been receiving millions of shillings of capitation for the past 4 years, with the Auditor General lifting the lid on possible plunder of public resources and massive corruption at the Ministry of Education. The Auditor General, in a special report which targeted a sample of about 400 schools in the country, also disclosed financial crisis in schools which are funded to the tune of 117 billion shillings in schools' capitation. A situation that has seen head teachers hinting to early closure of learning institutions. Emmanuel Tor reports.
So today's morning session.
In the special audit spanning 4 financial years, beginning 2020-2021, which sampled out a total of 1,039 schools in the country, the Office of the Auditor General, Nancy Gathungu, found out massive irregularities which pointed to the disbursement of monies to 20 non-existent schools. Out of the 2014 received capitation totaling 16.7 million shillings, with the Auditor General stating that the schools did not appear in the County Director of Education records and only existed through bank accounts. There were also 6 schools that had ceased operations but received 889,000 shillings during the years under review. In addition, 13 schools also received 11 million shillings and had registered names which differed with the names captured in the NEMIS.
So in the system, they are there, they own bank accounts, they are given capitation, but when you go on the ground, there is no structure, there is no school.
Yeah, because these are ones that we went to the ground and from the CDs, and they could not show us the schools.
The ministry could be geared towards doing business more than delivery of service.
The special audit also establishing inconsistencies in the disbursement and utilization of Edu Afya funds, which provided healthcare insurance to students in public secondary schools. Out of the 16.5 billion shillings funds disbursed to the National Health Insurance Fund, NHIF, the cost of the visits as per NEMIS amounted to 5.3 billion shillings. The audit team raising a red flag over the balance of 11.2 billion shillings.
It's not by happenstance, it's by design, and we must punish those who design the system to make it fail to favor some people.
The government was forced to pull the plug on the program a year ago, citing abuse and corruption. The audit also pointed fingers at the national government, with the report showing serious underfunding of the schools to the tune of 117 billion shillings. Secondary schools had a budgetary shortfall of 71 billion shillings, 31.9 billion shillings for junior secondary schools, 14 billion shillings for primary schools, and 67 million shillings for special needs secondary schools.
The main problem here is underfunding to the schools, because the ministry comes up with a budget for the schools for various activities in those schools, but at the end of the day, that budget is scaled down.
The Education Ministry received 702 billion shillings in the 2025-2026 financial year as the government seeks to offer high-quality education. Emmanuel Tor, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Still on education, the Higher Education Loans Board held